All right, let's dive into one of the most fascinating puzzles in the world of AI today. You've probably wondered about this yourself. How is it that a machine can whip up a sonnet that sounds like it's straight from Shakespeare, but then totally faceplant on a simple logic puzzle that a kid could solve? Well, today we're exploring that massive cognitive leap AI is trying to make, from just predicting the next word to something that feels a lot more like real deliberate thought. I mean, we've all seen this in action, right? An AI can generate this beautiful poem, a perfect email, but then you ask it a basic math problem or a little logic riddle, and it just gets completely twisted up. This is the big paradox of the AI we have today. They're brilliant, but they're also, well, they're kind of brittle. So what's really going on under the hood? The key to understanding this whole thing comes from an idea that's actually borrowed from psychology, System 1 and System 2 thinking. Think of it like this. System 1 is your fast, gut reaction, intuitive brain. That's the poet. And that's pretty much the AI we have right now, amazing at spotting patterns. But System 2, that's the slow, logical, deliberate detective. And the entire field right now is obsessed with trying to build that detective.
So, how in the world do you teach a poet to become a detective? Well, the very first attempts were all about the instructions we give the AI. It turns out telling a model how to think is every bit as important as what you ask it to think about.
It all started with a pretty simple idea called chain of thought. You basically just ask the AI to think out loud, one step at a time, like you would if you were solving a math problem on a piece of paper. But real problems aren't a straight line, are they? So that led to the tree of thoughts. This lets the AI explore different paths, kind of like a detective investigating multiple suspects. If one lead goes cold, it can just backtrack and try another one. And now, the absolute cutting edge is the graph of thoughts. This is like a full-on investigation board you see in movies, letting the AI connect clues from totally different lines of thinking and pull them all together into one single coherent solution. And you can really see the evolution here. We go from a simple, straight line with chain of thought to exploring a bunch of different paths with the tree of thoughts. But the real game changer, the thing that makes graph of thought so powerful, is that ability to synthesize ideas. It's not just about exploring, it's about merging different branches of logic to create something totally new. And that, right there, is a massive step toward solving really complex, messy problems. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge catch. All of this branching and exploring and backtracking is incredibly slow and expensive. Imagine if your brain had to make a separate, long-distance, and really expensive phone call for every single thought. It's just not practical for anything you need in real time. So this massive computational bottleneck forced researchers to ask a brand new question. What if the problem isn't just the instructions? What if, instead of just giving it a better map, we gave the AI a bigger budget of time and computation? What if we just let it think for longer? This brings us to a concept called inference time scaling. And the big idea here is that a model's intelligence isn't some fixed number. It's dynamic. If you give it more computing power when it's actually solving the problem, not during training, but during the task itself, you can unlock all these hidden abilities. It's really the difference between making a snap judgment versus taking a few minutes to really think things through. And there are two main ways researchers are making this happen. One is called probabilistic search, using methods like particle filtering. You can think of this as sending out a whole team of explorers to cover every single possible trail in a forest all at the same time, just to make sure you don't miss anything. The other way is heuristic search, like the famous Q-star framework. This is more like giving your explorer a map and a compass so they can intelligently find the most promising path forward, which saves a lot of time and energy. And this chart just shows the payoff brilliantly. For those really tough problems, that probabilistic approach, the particle filtering, has a way better scaling rate. What that means is for every extra bit of compute you throw at it, you get a much bigger boost in performance, sometimes 4 to 16 times better. And why is that? Well, it's because it values keeping diverse options on the table, instead of just chasing the single most obvious next step, which, as we all know, can often lead you straight to a dead end. Okay, so if the AI is exploring all these different paths, how does it know which ones are any good, right? It needs a verifier. And this creates a pretty interesting dilemma. Do you use a discriminative verifier, which is like a quick glance that gives a simple thumbs up or thumbs down? It's fast, sure, but it can miss those subtle mistakes. Or do you use a generative verifier, which is more like a deep audit, where another AI explains step by step why an answer is right or wrong? It's way more accurate, but man, it's also way more expensive. And this right here is a critical, and honestly a kind of sobering point. As our AI models get smarter, their mistakes get smarter too. They produce these things called plausible hallucinations.
Answers that look absolutely perfect on the surface but are hiding some kind of fatal flaw. That quick glance verifier, it gets fooled every single time. You need an equally powerful AI acting as a deep auditor to catch these really sophisticated errors. So, all of this leads us to the most exciting frontier of all. What if we didn't have to depend on clever prompting or super expensive search methods? What if we could actually fundamentally retrain the AI to have these System 2 reasoning skills just built right in from the get-go? So I want you to look at this number, 97.3%. What does that mean? Well, for years, the very best AI models have struggled with this famously difficult benchmark of high school and college level math problems. I mean, getting even 50% was considered a huge breakthrough. And then one model came along and scored this. That model was called DeepSeek R1. And what's just absolutely mind-blowing is how it was trained. Instead of being spoon-fed step-by-step instructions, it was just given a giant pile of problems and rewarded for getting the right answer. That's it. Through pure trial and error, it literally discovered the principles of logical reasoning all on its own, because that turned out to be the best way to get the reward. This is such a powerful demonstration of a concept called instrumental convergence. The AI was never told to be logical. It just figured out that developing a logical step-by-step process was the most effective instrument for achieving its real goal, which was getting the reward. Reasoning, it turns out, can just emerge naturally because it's the optimal strategy. How cool is that? And to actually support this kind of emergent reasoning, we're even seeing the basic architecture of AI start to change. Researchers are building in things like thinking tokens. These are special triggers that basically tell the model, hey, pause, reflect, check your work before you move on. They're also giving models external memory banks, which acts like a scratch pad to jot down important info. Some are even building these hierarchical models with a fast, intuitive System 1 for the easy stuff and a slow, deliberate System 2 that kicks in to do the heavy lifting. So, what's the big picture here? What does this all add up to? Well, we are witnessing a fundamental shift in how we measure and even value artificial intelligence. It's creating an entirely new kind of economy. We're moving away from an AI that just predicts the next word to one that navigates a really complex space of decisions. The goal isn't just speed anymore, it's the quality of the deliberation. We are shifting from what you could call a token economy, where we pay for how much an AI writes, to a compute economy, where we pay for how hard an AI thinks to find the right answer. And this is really the key takeaway from all of this. The AI, the very near future, isn't just a language generator anymore. It's becoming a true reasoning engine. Before it even gives you an answer, it's exploring possibilities, it's checking facts in an external memory, and it's running its own logic through an internal auditor. And that leaves us with one last fascinating and, yeah, maybe slightly unnerving question. As these AIs begin to discover their own methods for reasoning, pathways that might be way more efficient but a lot less intuitive to our human minds, how do we make sure their logic stays transparent to us? How do we keep the detective's notebook open so we can always understand not just what it concluded, but how it actually cracked the case?